Hello, everyone. How are you doing? And you are very welcome to this course of surrender. How do you feel? It has been some time already since the last class we have made. I was missing you already, but now is a new opportunity, and we'll have again more 10 weeks together to practice and grow together. So, very welcome. First of all, I want to congratulate you because this journey that we're gonna do now is a quite special one. And surrender is a very special quality that we have in our hearts, but it's also one that is extremely difficult and it requires a strong determination and willpower to create the conditions for us to surrender. It is um, very brave from your side to decide to take this strong decision to go to this training of surrender. And through this process, you'll face a lot of challenges and also face yourself, your patterns, and your beliefs, and so on. And it requires a strong determination and transformation for you to go through all of this. So, uh, congratulations to be brave enough to dare to surrender, to grow and uplift your life, and hopefully to manifest your true self. So I will just gonna do a very brief explanation of the course for people that are new to this course. You can search for more information in on my YouTube channel because I have published the first classes of the 5 heart qualities, and you have a lot of information about the heart, and that can help you to sustain and this practice and also to support you during this training. So you can have a look on those videos. They are free on YouTube, and you'll have more information because I will not explain everything that I have explained before again, so that we can save a little bit more time for what is more important in this course. So the course will be 10 weeks. Each class will have around 2 hours, and we'll start with building the chi field, and it will end with the integration and healing. 1 week, I will do a lecture about the quality that we gonna work, in this case, surrender. And the next week, you'll have the questions and answers. So if you have some doubts, some questions, uh, you can write them, or when we are live on the chat, or send the questions for the class by email. Also, on the Tuesdays, normally do the Zoom meeting groups. Is not mandatory, but everyone is very welcome to participate. I will send you then, before that, I will send you an email with the links to participate and also a question or something to work on that week or discuss on that week. If you don't do it with a group, it's recommended that you do it by yourself because normally those questions will help you to prepare for the next class too. Okay. During the lectures, normally I don't answer questions unless it is something that is very urgent and especially if it's related with some technical issue or something like that. Uh, okay. Okay, I think this is all for the preparation. Now we're going to build a chi field. If you don't know about the chi field, there is some information in the Ren Shui International and the Ren Shui uh, YouTube channel too, and of course also in my previous classes. If you are new to this, you just need to follow my voice instructions, and I will guide you through this process of building the chi field and also unifying our hearts for the preparation for the class. Okay, so let's start. Adjust yourself to a good position, if possible, with your spine straight and your body centered, and relax. Look straight forward and slowly bring your awareness inward. Close your eyes and relax. Relax. All the tensions are melting away. Relax your head and face. Relax the neck, the shoulders, arms, and hands. Relax the chest and upper back. Relax the abdomen and lower back. Relax the hips, legs, and feet. Relax the whole body from the top of the head to the toes, from inside out. Relax your heart. Relax your mind. Relax. Awareness inside of the body. Feel the emptiness and spaciousness within. Bring your awareness deep inside the body, permeating everything through the void within. We go deep inside the cells, the atoms, and the subatomic particles. We go so deep, so small, that there is no space for more. And contemplate all the quietness and peace there. The void has no boundaries, no limitations, no opposition, and through the void we expand our awareness out in all directions, free and happy. We expand without limitations to the all of the universe, and we become one with the universe. We become so big that there is no space for more, and contemplate all the quietness and peace there. We are dissolved in the bright light of the universe, in the bright chi, pure chi of the universe. We connect with all this bright light and chi and bring the awareness back to the body, gathering chi and light. Be calm and peaceful. Connect with your heart and open your heart to all the universe with reverence and utmost gonging, our true respect and humility. And let the bright light of the universe nourish your heart with compassion and love. Feel relaxed, free, and joyful. Chi is flowing harmoniously and smoothly. Now let's unify our hearts. Connect your heart with my own heart, and also with Yuanse, Melissa, and everyone in this chi field. Let's connect and unify our hearts. And always remember the strength of our hearts unified is exponential, and we can help each other and support each other much deeper and stronger. So, with the strength of our hearts unified together, we're gonna connect and manifest the five Shin. We start to connect and manifest the quality of unconditional trust. And we give trust to everyone. We receive trust from everyone. Dissolve yourself into trust and be trust. Now connect and manifest the state of unconditional openness. And give openness to everyone. Receive openness from everyone. Dissolve yourself into openness. And be openness. Connect and manifest the state of unconditional love. And give love to everyone. Receive love from everyone. Dissolve yourself into love. You are love. Now connect and manifest the state of unconditional gratitude. And give gratitude to everyone. Receive gratitude from everyone. Dissolve yourself into gratitude and be gratitude. Now connect and manifest the state of unconditional Gonjing, or true respect and humility, and give Gonjing to everyone. Receive Gonjing from everyone. Dissolve yourself into Gonjing and be Gonjing. Feel the five Shin in your heart, the wonderful state of your pure heart. In this state of purity, open up and connect with your true self. Invite it to manifest in your heart. And with the five Shin, surrender to your true self. Give it all the freedom, unconditional freedom, to manifest all its wisdom, awareness, realization, true understanding, all its light, power. Surrender to your true self. Your consciousness, heart, and true self are now unified. And in this state of unification, with the five Shin, open once more to the universe and surrender unconditional to the universe. Surrender everything. Surrender your consciousness. Surrender your heart. Surrender your true self, so that in each pattern, in each thought, in each feeling or emotion, in each awareness, understanding, realization, and wisdom, we become instruments of the infinite wisdom and love of the universe, so that we can become one with the laws of the universe and accomplish the mission of Zidu to Ren. Uplift yourself and help the others. We are now ready to learn together and grow together. Slowly, we can start to come back and gently open your eyes. Thank you, everyone, for this wonderful heart connection again. It feels so good to connect with your hearts and be together in this chi field. It is very special. Can you feel it? So, today we're gonna, our discourse, we're gonna talk about some very special quality that it is surrender. And I want you to embrace this quality beyond the word itself. Surrender, unconditional surrender, is extremely difficult, as you probably know already. But partial surrender is very possible. And through the process of cultivating this ability to surrender and gaining more understanding, more qualities and conditions, and true understanding and realizations about surrender, at some given point, surrender will be very possible. Surrender can be a direct path for self realization. In fact, complete surrender and self realization cannot be separate. If you don't reach self realization by using surrender, I can guarantee that if you reach self realization, the moment that you do it, you will surrender. It's not possible to separate both. But the process, how we reach that stage of life cultivation, can be different, and one can be through the process of using and cultivating actively surrender. I do have a very special relationship with this quality because it has played a huge role in my own life cultivation. And at some given moment, I had experienced total and complete and conditional surrender. And when I have gone through this process, I was not expecting anything back. I was not even dreaming in getting anything back, not even closely thinking about self realization. Self realization was something that was not even in my imagination at that time of my life. So this surrender was pure, without any kind of contamination of my own personal desires. For me, it happened in just a split moment, as a very small part of a moment, uh, much less than 1 second. But how I experienced it felt much more than 1 second, because when the surrender happened was like a moment that I was able to have an overview of all my life, all my attachments, all my rejections, all my desires, all my wants and don't wants, all the fears, all the things that I loved, the things that I liked. And seeing all those things in life, uh, I was ready to give up everything. It came to this point of silent, this point of it seemed like the time stopped, and I had the process of not negotiate anything back with my surrender. I was just surrender for the sake of surrender, nothing else. I was ready to receive anything, and I was ready to lose anything. I was ready to lose everything that I desired, everything that I loved, everything that I liked. And I was ready to receive anything, no matter how painful could be, how uh, I don't wanted that thing, how much undesirable that thing was for me, how much I reject that thing. I was not making business at all with the condition of surrender. I was ready to receive the more pain and suffering that I have ever received in my life. I was ready to lose everything that I loved, including my family, my friends, my loved ones, including my body, my health, and so on. I probably there is other ways of unconditional surrender, but my experience was that a moment where I could surrender without any kind of contamination, without any kind of negotiation, with any kind of business, or any kind of interest or desires. I don't know exactly how I went there, because if we look at it with a mental process and the emotional process, uh, it feels horrible. It feels difficult and scary. But I think that was all the preparation that I have done through my life cultivation and the practice of the Ren Shui and the cultivation of the five heart qualities, that all those preparations, all that practice prepare me for that moment. And on that moment, I received the grace of being able to surrender. But then you can ask yourself, but that is insane. I surrender and I stay of the mercy of something else. I will not have any control in my life, and I can lose anything. I can have what I don't want. It seems insane, right? But what you get after that, it's something that mind, those feelings that appear scared, that are afraid of surrender, what you receive after that is something that those patterns, those emotions cannot even imagine, not even close to it. No matter how books they read, how much uh, emotions they feel, none of that can get close of what you get after surrender. And it will be just beneficial for you and the others. There are two main causes or processes that we are able to take us to the process of surrender, two main realizations. One is the realization of understanding and start to see the reality as it is. And what I mean by that is that we start to understand what really belongs to us and what does not belong to us. If something belongs to you, it will stay with you forever. If you look to your life, what you perceive as being yours, how many of those things stay with you forever? Can you name one at the moment how you perceive your life in this given moment? And even the thoughts and the patterns and the emotions and the feelings, they will not stay with you forever. If something really belongs to you, it means that you have the potential to have fully control of that thing. How many things in the totality of your life do you have the complete control of it? If, and now is the other perspective, if you have control or ownership about anything in your life, that how you perceive it right now, a complete ownership and control, it means that if you disappear, those things will be lost. So it means that even the universe can only exist if you exist. Is that true? So, this first step of surrender is a process of start to seeing the reality as it is and understand what belongs to what. When we incarnate as babies, our body performs the actions that needs to be performed, even without us giving a command to that. Our heart will beat. We don't need to learn how make the heart beat and then say to the heart, okay, heart, go and beat because I command you to beat. No, the heart will beat as long it needs to beat. The same for the breathing. We don't go to, before we incarnate, we don't go to a university to learn how to breathe, and then when we get the body, we go to search for the mechanisms, how to breathing and controlling and all the mechanisms of breathing. We don't do that. breath goes by itself. But you can tell me, yeah, but then when we start to have awareness, we can control the breathing. And you say, yeah, there are even exercises to control the breathing in some practices. In Qigong, we have some practice for that. In yoga, there are practice to control the breathing. And some modalities, Western modalities, there are also a lot of things to control the breath. It seems quite obvious that we can control the breath. Do we control the breath? I will put you the things in a different perspective. Will the breathing change according to your change? I don't know if I can make it clear. Or you change and then the breathing adjusts to you. What I mean by this, you have the thought or the idea to control the breathing. And that's all you do. When you put that intention, the mechanisms that they take care of the breathing will support you in that process. Because if you have the full control of the breathing, if breathing does not belong to the universe, let's say you have the full control of the breathing, it means that you can stop to breathe if you want for weeks or days or years. Can you do that? The most well trained uh, breath control people, they can go seven. I don't remember what is the world record, but I think when people reach 7 minutes without breathing, or better, without ventilation, because the breathing happens on the cell level, not on the lungs, without doing the process of ventilation, uh, they can hold 7 minutes or 10 maybe, but then they need to breathe. If someone will have the full control of the breathing, that will be controlled by it. When the reality is that you change your state and the breathing is used to nourish your state. If you put your state calm, you don't need to do anything to think on the breathing. Your breathing will calm down. If you are doing sports and you are more active, more young, your breathing will speed up. But if you are in a moment of intensity, even doing sports, and you calm down, you are able to calm down up to some level, your breathing will also be smooth, but will not be so smooth like when you are sitting or lying down and trying to be calmer and do, because the breathing follows the laws of the breathing and the information that the universe is receiving and controlling, and the laws of that. So, what is this first step of surrender, or this first path to surrender? Is the path of a knowledge from a very honest and sincere way what belongs to us and what does not belong to us. Once we have that clear, we need to see the thoughts, the beliefs that we have in our mind that make us to think that something belongs to us or something happens because of us. When I came to Lisbon the first time, I don't remember how young I was, but I was like 4 or 5 years old, something like that. And Lisbon has a big river. I don't know if you know Lisbon, but Lisbon has a big river, very large. Uh, like the one bridge that is here very close to me has 14 kilometers to cross the river. So you can imagine how large the river can be. And we have another bridge that is very similar to the Golden Gate in the United States. It is a metal reddish bridge. It's a little bit smaller than that, but it's still a long bridge. And when I came here the first time, I was I had family in the south part of Lisbon, and sometimes we'll come to Lisbon to visit some museums and other things. Uh, so we need to cross that bridge, right? But due to the structure of the bridge and the metal configuration, all those things, and for a child of that age, that bridge uh, seemed kind of dangerous. So, and of course, there was some vibrations because the train is also going under the bridge, and of course, a lot of cars passing through that bridge. So there was vibrations and movements of that don't make you to feel so stable, special for a child of that age. So when I was crossing that bridge, and I was feeling a little bit scared, in my mind, I create the belief that if I will do a sound, the sound I think was something like the mantra, like the Om mantra, something like that. I believe if I will do that sound while crossing the bridge will not broken, will not fall down. So every time that we are crossing the bridge, I will do that sound with myself, and then I also put my brother and my cousins to do the same. So in my imagination, I was controlling the bridge, and I was the responsible to keep the bridge up. You see how much responsibility for a child of 4 years old. If I will not do that sound, the bridge will fall down and everyone will die. What a responsibility for me. Although this seems a little bit silly and a little bit innocent up to some level, it's it was how I was experienced that in that moment, and in that moment it looked very real to me. So when we look to life and we try to see how we interact with life, we think, okay, I'm an adult, I don't have these kind of things. Yes, we do. We do it all the time. We think that we can fully control things that we don't have control over. And we think that we have the ownership of things that they have never been ours. And then we believe that so strongly and we act so strongly according to that, that for us, that is the reality. And what will happen after, because we don't have control over those things, because those things don't belong to us, those things will get out of our control, those things will come and go, not as we want, but how they are supposed to be. We suffer and we feel pain and we feel confused and we experience fear, we experience loss, we experience anger, frustration, and so on. Yes, we take care of things, or better, the universe take care of the things. The universe is listen to us and will adjust the things around us according with what is happening deep inside of us. When we go through this process of surrender, you don't see that your body is moving. You connect with your true self and you stay in your true self. And your true self is stillness and awareness. And then we have the thoughts and the patterns of our consciousness. And we have the feelings and emotions from our heart. And when we are receiving the information, we experience those thoughts and those emotions, and then the external world will adjust according to that. If you will not have completely any emotion or any thought, you will not send information to the universe, and most likely your body will not move. There is a big chance for that to do it. I don't have a scientific test about that, but according to my understanding of the laws, how things work, if we don't process, we don't send information, we don't create information, we don't interact with information, there will be no movement. But when we have thousands or even millions of thoughts happening in our consciousness, and that then they manifest in our brain and nervous system, when we are putting that information, the ones or the one that really own your body and the laws that are related with that, they will make your body to move. They will make your body to breathe. They will make your heart beat according to the laws of our unique uh, information body. I don't know if this is the right term, but just to help us to understand, it's a term that I'm using now. And there are laws related with that. There are a lot of laws, very complex. So understanding that reality, what belongs to you and what does not belong, what you can control and what you cannot control, see the reality as it is, we can surrender like that, and we give, we surrender everything that does not belong to us to the owner of those things. We It's a little bit strange because when I look back to this, it's like to give to the owner the things that belong to him or to her. I had a very funny experience when I was in Italy. Uh, I was living in an apartment, and there were uh, four girls living with me. And normally, when we get out from home at night, we'll go together, and most of the times we'll return together. So one day we just went out for some walk, and we were doing this exchanges international students program, the Erasmus program, and we interact a lot with a lot of people, and we have made some parties in our home. But that day was not a party day for us, and we leave home, and when we return, I don't know, I have never ever understand what happened that day, but when we return, our house was full of people, many people we don't know who they were, and somehow they were able to open the door, and somehow they organized a party in our own house without us being there. But well, the people were nice, and my housemates, they are also very nice people, so we just felt that that was awkward but also funny. So we interact with them and join to the party in our house that we don't organize. And I had a very funny moment because I arrived and there was a guy that he was a really nice, cool guy that started to talk with me. And then I told him that I think I had not had a dinner on that day. So he invited me to come to my own kitchen and open my, uh, I don't know how you say the place where I had my own food. And he offered me my own food to eat. It was very funny. So what we do with the universe is a little bit like that. We take the things that don't belong to us, and then we give it back because we are so good, so cool that we give to the universe what belongs to the universe. But the truth is to realize that, oh, this don't belong to me. So I don't need to act as I am the owner and the law, the universe that is the true owner, to be in charge of it. Because the universe has much more wisdom than us. And the universe listens to us. So everything that we ask to the universe will give us back. But at the same time, we do have patterns. So we don't know what we want. And sometimes we blame the universe because our life is so awful. But if we look very deep inside and we really, really go deep in our own patterns, we'll see that it's not the universe that is awful, it's ourselves that are finding somehow, some way to block the love from the universe, and somehow we can punish ourselves. Like, let's say, uh, let's say that I have done something that I'm not proud about, uh, and in the moment that that thing happened, I was not really aware of the impact and what I was really doing. So I feel guilty about that. And I want to free myself from that problem. So how normally we do the this is a very rough example, so please don't take it literally. It's like if I slap someone in the face, let's say I slap someone in the face, and I feel in the moment that I'm doing it that it's the right thing to do. But after, when I start to gain more understanding, I understand that the reasons that took me to slap that person, they were wrong, and I feel guilty about. So uh, the feeling of guilt is kind of bad feeling, really bad feeling. So I cannot fix the problem now. I I have give the slap. I cannot non-give it. It's already in the past. It's given. I cannot stop it now. But I feel guilty. So how am I gonna do? That person might forgive me, but even then, I still feel guilty. And I say, okay, justice needs to be done. So I will only feel that the things are even when I receive a slap. So okay, we are sending this information to the universe, and at some given moment we will receive a slap. But even then, we are not able to overcome that guilty feeling. So I say, okay, one slap is not enough. Give me two, give me three, give me 100, give me 1000, give me infinite slaps for the rest of my next 1000 lifetimes. Well, and the things will adjust according to that. But then one day, but the universe will give me a lot of signs. Will tell me, No, you don't want this. There are other ways to release yourself from guilt and start to expose me to some life lessons until we learn about self-forgiveness, and then I forgive myself, and that attachment and that information that we were generating disappears, is not bound to us. Of course, the universe doesn't want me to give me the slap. What the universe was doing was to create conditions for me to grow and to be able to forgive myself. But because we still have this ability to generate information, I was constantly creating information for receiving that slap. Sometimes will happen, sometimes will not happen, but because I was so desperate to receive that slap, sooner or later I will create the conditions for the slap to happen. So we send out information and we need to be careful with that. The universe will give us what we ask, but how the universe will give us is to free ourselves. It will give us out and uh, with love and wisdom. If we drop the idea of us being in control and having the ownership of the things, if we completely drop that idea, I can guarantee you that if you give someone a slap in that state, you will not receive it back. Please don't give slaps to people. I'm just using this as a easy example. So what is this? A slap happen and we give a meaning to that slap. This is our mind. The suffering is not never because of the slap. The suffering is because of the stories, the beliefs that happen in our consciousness with our patterns. Because, it's like when you are in the hospital or with a doctor, and the doctor does that test of the reflex that hits with a hammer on your knee. And you can kick the doctor, a reaction like that. You just kick the doctor because of the reflex nerve. So on that moment, you know that you had no control of your leg because you received the stimuli. That is how the leg controls. So you don't feel guilty. I hope you don't feel guilty for that. And you don't need to receive a kick because of that. Actions, they happen because of the laws that exist. And of course, also how we interact with the laws is like watching a movie. But when we start to have the ownership of those actions, um, how to say, this illusion of being the owners, being the ones that have control, and the belief that is all about us together, that is when the problem comes in. Understanding the reality about this process, we're going to go much deeper about this in the future, so I'm just doing an introduction. Understanding the reality of who you are, what you really can control, and what you cannot control, and what not belong to you. It's a strong foundation to be able to surrender. So in Ren Shui, you have learned, I hope you all have learned this, that humans, um, let's say we can look at humans with three things that are intrinsic to humans. One, that is the Chinese word Shen, that we can translate as the true self, and that is the really core of who we really are. Then we have the heart, or the spiritual heart, that in Chinese we use the term Xin. And we have the consciousness, that in Chinese we use the term Yi. Yi, I hope I'm pronouncing well. But so there is these three components of humans, and the word that we use to in Ren Shui for these three components is a Chinese word that is Jingshen. This is who we really are. But our true self is the core of what we really are. Then the true self can manifest through the heart and the consciousness. In the state of pure humans, when the humans are very purified, the heart and the consciousness, the patterns of the heart and the patterns of the consciousness will reflect 100% the true self. And the true self will be connected and unified with the true self of the universe and the laws of the universe. So you see, the true self will will follow and be one with the laws of the universe without having conflict and or attachments or rejections. And your heart, when it's aligned with that, will manifest the true qualities of the heart, that are the five heart qualities, and your consciousness will be pure, and the patterns of the consciousness will be aligned with the laws of the universe. This is the goal, is what we want to manifest. When we know this, we know what we are. Our focus should be to control what we are and own what we own. No matter where you go, your true self will be always with you. And no matter where you go, you can control and transform the consciousness and the heart and let it manifest and reflect the true self. A quality of the true self is the ability to generate realization and wisdom. So we take charge of this. And about the rest, well, the rest is already taken care of. We just become clear about reality. We take care of these things, that is our essence, and the rest will be adjusted according to that. So, being aware of the true reality, we can surrender everything. Because, so if we surrender what does not belong to us, that is obvious to surrender. But then we still have our consciousness, our heart, and our true self. So, how about surrender these two? If your true self surrenders, and or if your true self is in the uh, in the in the being the master of your life, so your life is being controlled by your true self. If you do that, that will not be separate from surrender, because your true self is not cannot be separate from the universe, neither from totality or neither from the laws of the universe. The true self see the laws clearly, and the true self follow the laws of the universe. So there will be nothing for us to surrender, because the reality comes out. The true self is already with the universe, so you cannot surrender it to the universe, and was not belong to you, and was you don't own. It's just a matter of being clear about that, and you cannot give to the universe what already belongs to the universe. So this is a path or a way to surrender. Another one, and this probably it is easier up to some level to understand, but at the same time it might be uh, difficult to do it. So let's say that we don't have any of this clarity about who we are, what really belong to us, what we really can control, and what belongs to the universe, and so on. Let's say that we don't know anything about it. So we go through life and we try to control, maybe control someone that we love, maybe try to control some friend or control our body. And we are being very successful with that. We are very assertive, or we have very good ability to make other people do what we want, and we have some control over our body, and we are very fit and very healthy, and we know how things work in the body. We have uh, from our perception is like, I'm in control of my life. I know what I want. I get what I want when I want. I do whatever I want. So I have full control of the things, etc., etc. You see what is happening with this belief? The ego becomes strong, very, very, very strong. There is nothing that reinforces more the ego than a life that goes according to what we want and what we expect. Because it feels good, it feels like we have full power, we are extremely powerful. I want to, I don't know, to become the president of some country, or United States, or some big company, uh, and I become the president of that. I want to have this man or this woman, and I get them. I want my kids to have this job and behave in this way, and they do it. I'm so powerful, I can make things happen. That is one sign of extreme ignorance. And what happens when we are extreme ignorant, when our ego is extremely strong and our ignorance is extremely high, these ingredients are the most perfect ingredients for suffering. So, for some time in our life, and of course, for all these laws of the universe, and some adjustments that happen in our life, for some period of time, uh, what we want and what is happening in life is aligned. And because it's aligned, we believe that it's all about ourselves. We believe that it's because of us. Like when I was crossing the bridge when I was a kid and I was doing the sun, and I think, well, it's because of me that this bridge is holding up. And I'm saving the thousands of people that are crossing this bridge every day. I'm so powerful. I'm so strong, so wise, or whatever. It is because of me that that person got healed or got saved, or it's because of me that I don't know, that the country is moving forward. It's because of me that the family is so nice, or etc., etc. We create all these things just because what we want or what is happening is aligned with what we want. We start to believe that it's because of us. And then we become attached to the idea that we can control life. Life, not just our life, but the life of the others, maybe the life of a country, or even a whole planet, or maybe the universe. Suddenly we become gods, untouchable. Is a very, very great condition for suffering. Ignorance, self-centeredness, big egos, the idea of having control and ownership, extremely good conditions for suffering. And it will happen. If we don't go through those life experience when life, when what we want is aligned with what is happening, if we don't go through those moments with wisdom and humility and understanding of what is going on, suffering will happen after because things change. It's just natural. It's one law of the universe. Everything's change. So one day the things will not go more as we want. What we want will not be aligned with what needs to happen. Suddenly we don't have control about anything. Suddenly the people that we might think that we are having some control, they rebel against us and we lose control of them. Their life follows without in a way that we don't want. And also the same about ourselves. Suddenly, uh, I cannot be the powerful CEO that I became. I lost my job, I lost my company. Of course, it does not need to be so tragic, but it can happen. Suddenly, yesterday, I was a hero, a savior, a healer, and now it seems that I became some kind of people to a person to hate, and I damage people, and I do this and that, and the body that I have done so much to control it is not following it anymore. And the things change. And maybe the next day the things will be aligned with what we want again. And then they will not be aligned with what we want again. And we'll get confused. And we look at ourselves and we say, okay, through all my life, I always have found a way to overcome the challenges that I have received. So I believe that I'm strong, I have some control. I'm smart, I can find a solution. I have determination and willpower, and so on. And someday, the tools that used to work, they don't work anymore, no matter how hard we try. And we try and we try and we make it even deeper, harder way to do it. Say, okay, maybe I don't have enough willpower, maybe I don't have enough determination, and we keep doing and doing and doing. And the tools that used to help me before, they seem that they are doing the opposite way. Instead of getting better, I'm getting worse. Life is getting worse. And I have done all this work to heal the relationship, and the relationship is over. I have done all this work to keep my health, and the health seems not to improve. I'm getting sicker, and so on and so on. And it's so confused. It's such a huge blow in our ego. We that before we felt so powerful and strong, now we are extremely weak. And then it's just not about the external world anymore. It's not about the body or the health or the friends or the job or etc. It's also about ourselves. We feel that we cannot trust ourselves anymore. Because whatever we do, whatever we try, we don't find a solution. And we feel hopeless because even the tools that we try to ourselves to help us with the same problem of other people that have a similar problem, the tools are working in other people, but they are not working on myself. What is wrong with me? How awful is that? I was so powerful and now I'm so small. And I'm so weak. And I'm so confused. And I'm so ignorant. So, this second path, it was the main way how I went to surrender. This everything that I'm describing, it was me. That despair, that frustration, that weakness, that sense of being hopeless, of being ignorant at a very high level, it was me. So, in that process, life made me so small, so insignificant, that I had no other choice than surrender to someone or something that was much bigger than me. Having this realization of our true limitations, of our true ignorance, of our true weakness, and being willing to give everything to a higher wisdom, it's a path to surrender. It's a process where the ego needs to die. And although when before the surrender everything seemed very awful and I felt hurt and damaged and weak and so on. The only thing that was being damaged and weak and destroyed was the ego, was the false self. And I was blessed with that amazing opportunity to learn. Because even without knowing it, I've learned. Because, as I said before, the universe is always listening to you. And everything that does, it's a pure demonstration of love and wisdom at a very high level, a level that we cannot even imagine. And it was doing it with me in that moment, and is doing it with you in this moment, and is doing it every moment in our life, in our existence, just waiting for us to surrender and open, to receive that love and that wisdom. So, when this ego, even if it's just for a moment, becomes so small that all the desires are being insignificant, no matter what desires, what likes, what attachments we have, what rejections, what fears, anything comes from the ego becomes insignificant, becomes small, so small that the ego has no capacity and is in no position to negotiate anything back. It cannot. The ego is lost. The ego is so confused that don't know where to go anymore. It's the great demonstration of the ego, of the ignorance of the ego. And it is the beginning of the wisdom when we understand that we know nothing. We know nothing, we control nothing, we own nothing. So we don't have other choice than surrender. And what and who will manifest when surrender? If the illusions of the false self disappear, if the false self become uh, without the capacity to control life, what will become? The illusion goes out, the reality comes in. The false self goes out, the true self comes in. Ignorance goes out, wisdom comes in. Because the only antidote for ignorance is wisdom. The antidote for illusion is reality. And the antidote for the false self is the true self. once they get the chance to become seen, experience, and be in control, we cannot go back. Or when we see the things with clarity, we cannot unseen what is there. It's clear. So I think that I will stop here for today. This is a very small introduction. Even the old training, the 10 classes, there will be an introduction for surrender. But I want you to invite you to start to bring awareness to these two aspects of life that I mentioned in this class, and meditate on them so that you see them not because I'm telling you, but because you see them, because you can experience them. I'm sure that all of you have experienced the try to get or to fix something, and no matter how much we try, we cannot do it. Sometimes when these things experience in life, our reaction is not use awareness and wisdom to look at these moments. Our reaction is to uh, maybe sometimes we get offended, sometimes we feel victims, sometimes we blame someone, we blame ourselves, sometimes we feel guilty, sometimes we feel stupid, sometimes we feel numb, and then, and of course, many other things. And then we start to create a story to justify that, to justify this and that. And we can see thousands or millions of things for that moment, for that story. But we don't see that we don't own that we don't have the full control of those things, that we don't own another person, that we don't own our body. We don't look at those subtle things that I have talked through all this class. We don't use our awareness to perceive the things and filter that information with those eyes. You know, one of the most things, stories told through humanity and that humans can suffer a lot with, and at the same time also find a lot of desire for it, are the magic of the perfect romantic relationship. No matter what culture or background we have, uh, or what language we talk, the romantic relationships has been one of the main things in the world, in the human story, and the fantasy of how they should be and the perfection of them and so on. Even the stories of Disney that they live happy ever after, these kind of things. But And then sometimes we have relationships and we go with the high expectations and we feel all that joy and that uh, states of feeling this romantic love and attraction and the polarization of the couple and all those intense feelings and beauty that is around, which is beautiful, is really beautiful that. But after that magic effect disappears, after the Cupido arrows effect disappears, and people start to see each other more closely to how they are, uh, troubles come, problems come. And it is funny. A long time ago, I read about research, a quite big research, because there are a lot of relationships that last 2 or 3 years and then they break, and some last longer. And they found out that in these relationships, this romantic effect normally lasts for 2 or 3 years, and the true love starts to build up after 10 years. So this is a thing that people don't know because or people don't look at. They believe that there will be the perfect love, romantic, and etc., and happy ever after. They don't need that. There is a work of process of transformation that the persons involved in that relationship they need to do, so that they create the conditions for the real love to come up that normally lasts uh, quite a long time. And it's through this process of seeing reality as it is, and also a process in a couple of both surrender to each other and learn from each other. But there is also a thing that happened that when there is this, when people are in these states where there is this intense initial love, and then the relationship ends, people try to justify it, try to find a cause for that, and they might look to the other person or to themselves and start to find faults and guilty and problems and all those things that they can be there. They, of course, because everyone needs to grow and evolve. But there is a very personal perspective about looking at those things, because people they think that they can control a relationship. That when they are in a relationship, we become the owners of that relationship, and then the relationship we can control it, and the relationship can go according to our expectations, our wants. Again, we own, we want to control, and should be like we want. And sometimes the relationship is aligned with what we want and with what we want to control, and sometimes not. But sometimes the relationship seems perfect and the relationship ends and people suffer a lot. And sometimes the relationship seems awful and the relationship lasts forever. It's like the couple, they try to kill each other every day, but they go like that for 100 years and they stay together. So, what happened? Again, acknowledge the laws, acknowledge what really belongs to you, what not really belongs to you. People have suffered a lot, and because of this ignorance about reality, people uh, try to blame love. I dare to love someone, then I got hurt. I'm in suffering because I love. this is a very silly thing to do. Love is never the cause of suffering. In fact, love is our natural state. Love is the cause of the happiness. But because of our perception and our belief that we can control, that we can own a relationship, and the relationship needs to go according to what we want, and if the relationship ends for some reason, we need to find someone that is guilty. It can be ourselves, can be the other, could be some external situation, whatever. They might have some effort, some influence, but it's not because of that the relationship ends. The most simple way to put the things, I'm oversimplify it, but the relationships, any kind of relationship, any kind of job, any kind of situation that we have in life, when they end, is because they are meant to end according to the laws of the universe uh, and how we interact with the laws of the universe. There is nothing else. It's very simple. So acknowledge this reality. If we know this reality, if the relationship lasts or the relationship ends, this ability to surrender will help us to go through the different changes that might happen without experience suffering and without create some kind of self-punishment or punish others or blame this or blame that or etc. etc. The human mind can be very creative, creating stories, creating reasons and justifications. And then there is reality. So the work that I wanted to invite is also to don't try to, let us say, to make these stories about reality, but try to see reality as it is. Don't think that reality is happening because of you or is about you. Reality is reality, is the universe. Then the stories that happen in your mind, those are about you for sure. They are not about reality, they are about you. And be aware and explore and gain understanding of what you can control, what you cannot control, and focus in what you can control. If you cannot control, surrender. Surrender, 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 surrender until you full, complete, and unconditional surrender. Like a thing, you don't try to control the weather, right? So you surrender the weather. And this seems a bit silly, but it's a start. And you need to start to cultivate this ability to surrender step by step, going deeper and deeper until you start to get to the things that are more important to you and that you are more attached to. Then you start to surrender those two, And you'll see that the more you surrender, the more freedom and happiness you'll experience. And if you fully surrender, your true self will come, because surrender and self realization cannot be separated, they are the same. Okay, we only have 10 minutes. I wanted to finish a little bit earlier, but there is a lot to say about it. So let's do an integration and healing. Adjust yourself to a good position, with your spine straight, and slowly bring your awareness inward. Close your eyes and relax. 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 Be aware of your body, all the structures. Be aware of the breathing that is happening without you needing to do anything. Be aware of the heart that is beating without you needing to control it or command it. Be aware of the temperature of your body. Your body is warming itself without the need for you to control anything. Be aware of the structures of your body, the muscles, the bones, the organs, all the structures, the nervous system, circulatory system, everything, all the tissues, all the cells. Everything is together, is being kept together, working together, interacting one with another. All those are happening without you needing to do anything to control. It is just natural. There is a strength, a wisdom. There are some laws that are taking care of everything, from the smallest atom, from your own chi to your body, the planet, and all the structures of the universe. Even when you are sleeping, resting, or busy, all those things are being taken care without the need of you to control them. Surrender all those things to whom they belong. Free yourself from the illusion and the burden of trying to control what is being controlled by wisdom and love. Go deep inside yourself. Be aware of your consciousness, the thoughts, the patterns. Be aware of your heart, the emotions and feelings. Be aware of your true self, the awareness and the wisdom. Feel the structure of your essence in the silence and clarity of the awareness. See the ignorance in your consciousness, the limitations that the patterns have created. Your patterns do not reflect the wisdom. Your patterns have flaws and limitations, and your patterns cannot control themselves, cannot destroy themselves, cannot change themselves. Surrender your patterns to a higher wisdom, and let the wisdom to transform your patterns. Bring the light of the wisdom to clear all the ignorance of the patterns. Go into your heart and feel the heart. See also the patterns of the heart. See all the contaminations that your heart has been exposed to. All the conflicts that can happen in your heart, the doubts, the fear, frustration, confusion, anger, worries, sadness, loneliness, despair, and many other feelings that are contaminating the purity of your heart. Free yourself from this burden and surrender all these feelings and emotions that are blocking your pure heart to manifest. Surrender all this to a higher wisdom and let wisdom take care of them. Your heart is becoming purer. Your consciousness is becoming bright. With a clear consciousness and a pure heart, Surrender again to your true self and give it unconditional freedom to manifest all the wisdom, to manifest awareness, and to help you to follow the laws of the universe. Open your arms to the sides, palms facing forward. Embrace all the chi field and information and bring it back to your heart. Put your hands in your heart. See the essence of who you really are. Be the master of who you really are. You own your essence. You can control your essence. Let your essence be free, being guided by your true self and the wisdom of the universe. Hands to the sides, and when you are ready, you can return slowly and open your eyes. Okay, so this is our introduction to surrender. There will be a lot to go through, and if you have not done the five hard qualities courses that I have done before, it will be good if you watch at least the five classes that I put for free on YouTube, and of course use the materials that you might have from Renshwe, from the book that Yuanse wrote, and the classes that Yuanse has given about the hard qualities, because to surrender, uh, I will need you to be complete of who you really are. I will need your heart to manifest its purity, a heart that loves just for the sake of love is a heart that can surrender unconditionally. So this is the invitation for you. Um, I want you to be aware of the dates of the course. I don't know if you have noticed. This time will not be regular as the others that I was doing 10 weeks, one class every week. I had some personal things going on, and the next week I will not give the class. So it will be just in 2 weeks we'll return with a class. And also towards, I will compact some classes in October, because at the beginning of November there will be the online retreat with Yuanse. So in order to not mix both, or having both happen at the same time, or make a break for 2 weeks and then return with more one class, I have compacted the classes in October. So be mindful about that. This Tuesday, so next week, we will not do the Zoom meeting yet. We'll do the Zoom meeting not next week, but the week after. So I will send you the email with the links so it will be clear for you. Yeah, just be mindful about that. Those, I think, are the only changes that happen in the course. Is be mindful about the dates. And next week there will be no class because I do have some things to do and I cannot be on the computer. But then we'll be regular. We'll have classes every week. Okay. And the next class, it will be question and answers. So if you have already some questions, you can write them down whenever you want, and then you can send me an email with those questions if you want. If you send me the email, please write the title question for the class or question for next class or Thursday class question, something like that, so that I can easily identify the emails and don't go without answer them. If you don't want to send the email, you can also put the questions on the chat on the next class. So it will be up to you. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'm so happy that you feel ready to surrender and you are ready to do this work. You are very brave. And I will do my best to help you or to provide you with my understanding and experience. And hopefully, that information and that transmission will be useful for you in your own path of life cultivation. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful week. And see you soon in the next class. Bye bye.